Welcome to Beginner Ukulele Lesson 8. Today we're going to be learning more about notes. We learned about the names of notes, C, D, E, F, G, and today we're going to be learning about note values. That's how long you hold a note. So for example, for a quarter note, you only hold that for one beat, or a half note, you hold it for 2 beats. So here's what a quarter note looks like. We've touched on this before. A quarter note gets 1 beat, and when you hear someone counting 1, 2, 3, 4, or we've talked about counting in 4s and 3s, that is usually a quarter note that you're hearing. Quarter notes usually get 1 beat, but not always. Sometimes eighth notes get a beat too, or half notes. Okay, the next note is a half note. Half notes get 2 beats, so you're holding it for 2 beats, so 1, 2, usually just count 1, 2 while you're holding the note out for that length of time. It's twice as long as a quarter note. Okay, and then the next note is a dotted half note. That gets 3 beats. So we would count 1, 2, 3 for the dotted half note. And lastly, we have a whole note for 4 beats. A whole note is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the longest of the notes. Now, how do these notes fit into a measure? Well, we've talked about 4/4 time and 3/4 time. Let's talk about 4/4 time for just a minute. We've got 4 beats to a measure with 4/4 time. We've talked about that. Quarter note gets 1 beat. And if you have a measure or a bar of 4/4, we've got several possibilities we could have with different notes. We could have 4 quarter notes. That would make 4 beats, right? Because each quarter note is 1 beat. That makes sense. Or we could have 2 half notes. Each half note getting 2 beats, that's a total of 4. Or you could have 2 quarter notes and 1 half note. Or if you wanted to use a dotted half note, that would be 3 beats, and then that would leave 1 more for a quarter note. You could also just have a whole note, and that would take care of the whole measure. Also, we should talk about rests. Rests are when you don't play any music, but you still count the beat. So for example, a quarter rest is a funny wiggly looking line, and I'll have some pictures come up as I'm saying. Quarter note is 1 beat, and a quarter rest is also 1 beat. And then there's a half rest, kind of looks like a hat, that's for 2 counts. And a whole rest is the half rest upside down, and that's 4 counts. And then if you want to do, let's see, you can do a half rest with a dot, although usually people do quarter rest followed by a half rest, or a half rest followed by a quarter rest to make 3 beats rest. Okay, so those are just some of the note values, excuse me, you'll encounter when you're reading music. There's others, there's 8th notes and 16th notes, but those are kind of the basic ones to know about to start with. Okay, we have a new song today. It's called Red River Valley. The original title was In the Bright Mohawk Valley, written in 1896 by James J. Kerrigan, and the words and title were later changed. The strumming pattern we're going to use on this is pretty simple, but it's kind of fast. It's down, down, up, down, down, up. So it's 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. We've talked about the up strums being the and those go along with 8th notes, which we'll be learning about at a certain point. So let's do some of the strumming pattern just so you can see what it's like. Oh, the chords are going to be D, G, and A7, just those 3. So pretty simple for the chords. Here's the strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, down, up. Down, down, up, down, down, up. I sing it kind of fast, so you can sing it a little bit slower. Kind of like that. Down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay. All right, so let's see. From this valley they say you are going. We will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. For they say you are taking the sunshine that brightens our pathway a while. Come and sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu, but So pretty simple. You've got D and G, and it's a little bit similar to When the Saints Go Marching In, where you're holding that first chord for quite a while. From this valley they say you are going, and I'm going, you change to the G. We will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile, and then on smile you hit the A7. For they say you are taking the sunshine. So what I do on taking is a D7, and that's our easy D7 that we've learned before. And then sunshine is G. That brightens our pathway a while. So brightens is D, pathway A7, back to D for a while. And then come and sit by my side if you love me. So love is the G. Do not hasten, that's D. To bid me adieu, that's A7, adieu. But remember, that's D. The red, that's D7 again. River Valley, back to the G. And the one D who has loved, A7, you so true, back to D. Okay, so an easy song, kind of fun. Wanted to make sure I gave proper credit to the songwriter. And that's pretty much it for today's lesson. So try to memorize quarter note gets 1 beat, half note gets 2, dotted half note gets 3. By the way, the dot raises the value of the note by 50%. So you can also have a dotted quarter note and a dotted eighth note. We'll learn about those later. And then the whole note is 4 beats. And then we did some examples of how those would fit into a measure. There's lots of possibilities, really, especially when you get into eighth notes. And then our strumming pattern, down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay, take care, and we'll see you in lesson 9.